Shalom. It's more part two of the related to SFPD, which is San Francisco PD, purpose using robots capable of what? Deadly force. So robots will have a license to in San Francisco under the police draft policy. That was Chrome 4 San Francisco, I believe. This is a quick report. I did a lesson on this a little bit earlier, related to some kind of statues they had. So pretty much they seeking permission to have these robots use deadly force if needed, man. So this is the future, man. And look at it from, because one day it could be a lack of man supply, personnel supply as far as police, man. So these robots would be a perfect scenario for these robots pretty much to compensate or come in and take over and compensate for the lack of human personnel relating to police, man. So that's just a hypothetical, analysis, So this is pretty much the backup of what's going to be a shortage in probably human supply, man, as far as personnel, man. So these robots would be a perfect candidate as a backup, man. They don't need a lunch break. They don't need no benefits. They can work endless. And they're a perfect tool, man. They're not going to complain about, pay or different things. So robots are going to be programmed to do and trained to do what they're programmed to do, man. So this is the future of, relating to that, AI and all that stuff, man. These companies like Boston Dynamics working on these machines, man. They're not working on it because they look good, man. They're working it on specific purposes, man. Proverbs 24:2. This is going to be quick. For their heart studieth destruction. That's the wicked, man. And their lips talk of mischief, which is deceit, man. A heart. For their hearts, which is their minds, they study destruction. They also, as the scripture says, they make a diligent search, man. Pretty much an inquiry or investigation to what they want to fulfill. Go to number 8. He that deviseth to do evil shall be called mischievous man. Mischievous is to do bad things, man. Ill things, man. So that's the wicked, man. Because their purpose is to devise to do wicked, man. The part of this devise of doing wicked is relating to these robots, man. These robots are going to be used for as far as perhaps nefarious purposes, man. Now, some probably would say that's not true, you know what I mean? But they trying to use it for what? Deadly force, man. So these are a backup to the police, man. You know, these are backup to the police. This is San Francisco. They want to get permission to have these robots use deadly force, man. They mounted different types of weaponry on them. AR-15s, high-powered machine weapons, guns on there. All different types of. That's why they've been practicing. And some of these robots related to Boston Dynamics, which is a company. They, where they working on these robots. A lot of these robots are very, they could do a lot of very diversified things, man. Flips, run, they move pretty fast, man. So these things are not exactly toys, man. Revelations 12:12. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and the sea, for the devil's going to come in great wrath, knowing but he has what? A short time, man. First of Peter's 5:8. Be sober, be watchful, for your adversary the devil is like a roaring lion whom he may devour. It's like a roaring lion whom he may devour. Let me get Isaiah 59:19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come like a flood, the enemy is going to come like that flood, like that great wrath. He's going to come in a certain manner, man. His technology are tools that are part is going to be a part of his expendage, or his part of his expendage, or his arsenal, man. The technology he's going to use is part of that, man. Shalak. So the enemy's going to come like a flood. He's going to come in a certain manner. Isaiah 59:19, Revelations 12:12, 1 Peter 5:8, man. The enemy shall come like a flood. The Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him, man. So, form of protection, man. Some men are going to get protection related to spiritual powers, man. As the men in the truth said, they're going to need it against these things, man. It's just far-fetched even for Jake to understand, but these things are happening, man. And for the elect's sake, these days will be short. And if it wasn't for the elect's sake, these days would have to be short, man. And for the elect's sake, these days will be short, because if not, it would be nobody to be saved, man. So for the elect's sake, these days will have to be short, because the enemy is going to come in a certain manner when the Lord puts that spirit on them, man. And the technology is part of that, what he's going to use to help solidify to do that, man. That's why he's making all these toys and stuff and do certain things, man. He's not doing it because they look cool and something, something to do. He's doing it for specific purposes, man. Specific tactical purposes, man. That being said, this is something short. I'll give all praise to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakadash. Something short relating to that, continuation of that. Zayab Wolf Shalom.